Hello, I am back. I know it's been a while again, and I'm sorry to dip away like that. Pretty excited. We hit over 500 subscribers, and I started this channel, I guess it was just a little bit less than a year ago. I posted my first video, and I didn't know what was gonna happen, and it's really exciting. I love making these videos, and I wanna spend more time making videos, and thank you all for subscribing to the channel, and yeah, thank you to the new subscribers and all the great comments. And I just need to crank away. And one of my issues is time, right? I'm gonna make a video about that, but my time is, I just don't have the time to make the amount of videos I wanna make. And I'm trying to make the best use of my time, but yeah, sometimes it's hard, and I feel like I've said time a lot. But I just welcomed a new baby into my family, so that has been taking up more time than I anticipated. I mean, of course, new babies are a lot, but it's amazing how you forget how much time it takes to do everything, feed them, take care of them. So I already have two girls who are about to be 5 years old, and here's a picture of the baby. Here's a picture of me and my wife, and here's a picture of my two girls and our family. So when you have kids, kids are awesome. But, you know, you want to spend time with them, you want to do things for them, and there's certain things you have to, you know, do as a part of the responsibility of being a parent. It doesn't always allot the extra time to come and play and make music and create videos for YouTube. Things change as you get older. And I think sometimes people who are older just throw in the towel and say, oh, you know, I really don't have time for this, or I don't have time for that. And, you know, family just sucks up so much of my time. And a lot of those people, I don't know, they seem unhappy. So it's really about finding that balance, and it's about figuring out how to make the time or grab the time where it is to do the things that you're passionate about and that you love doing. And I haven't found the perfect balance. I'm still looking for it. I'm gonna make a video about that. But this video today was just saying, hey, sorry I've been gone a while. That's what's going on. And here, let's jump into this remix that I've been working on. I spent a lot of hours on it. It's a song that when I first heard it, I loved it. It's Be Alright by, I'm gonna forget his name now, Dean Lewis, I think. That's so bad. But it's just a really awesome song. It grabbed me. Like, I don't know, I'm a sucker for these like acoustic type of ballads that tell a story. You know, sometimes, a lot of times, those types of ballads that tell stories about having, you know, heartache and love. And I really wanted to just take a stab at remixing it, and it's been fun. So I'm gonna walk you through that now. I used Ableton, and yeah, let's just walk through it. I just figured I'd walk you through it. There's actually a link below for a free download of my remix, and we'll see if I get a copyright strike. I put it on SoundCloud, and I'm not so sure. I'm sort of treading the waters here and trying to figure out like how different does a song have to be so that you don't get it taken down. And by no means am I making any money off of it or trying to pull one over. It's just, you know, I created this new piece of work, and it's really, it was common practice, you know, years ago that, you know, a producer would take a song, create a remix, and put it out there on the interwebs, and DJs would pick it up and start spinning it. But nowadays it seems like it's become increasingly more difficult to do that with all the algorithms that are searching for music of other people, and then, you know, taking that music down. And I mean, to some extent, obviously I understand that because somebody else owns the copyright, but the other part of it really stinks, because when you're talking about remixes and house club, you know, DJ types of situations, I mean, money is already being paid to ASCAP, BMI, to play this music publicly. So I just wish there'd be more protection so that these types of remixes, knowing where they're going to be played, would be able to legitimately be spread around the interwebs. Okay, enough on that. Let's hop behind the screen. Okay, so there's a lot going on in here, and I'll play a little bit of it, I guess is the best way to do it, and then I'm gonna just like break down all the instruments and stuff I've used, because there's a lot. So typical like club style fashion, I start out and just sort of like build it up. You know, you're gonna be mixing this into something else, right? So the intention is you're playing it in a club, so give give a little bit of time to mix in and then break into the kick. Some of the other elements, like the just there's a lot of little elements, synth stuff going on, and we got some pads that come in with some vocal chops. I've been around club music a lot, so I mean the idea is, again, to just sort of, these are like little sprinkles to like tell the people on the dance floor this is what's coming. Got some different percussion elements that come in. Again, trying to like keep it interesting, and then starting it with the verse and then build it.
I look up from the ground to see your sad and teary eyes. You look away from me. I see there's something you're trying to hide.
So I have the verse that comes in,
reach for your hand,
goes through the verse,
from my face.
And then it goes into a break. Again, with some synth elements, with melodies. And these are all just melodies that I created. I feel like I like to do a lot of melodic stuff, which doesn't always fit in with the hip hop, and I think that's why I wanted to try something new out. It's just like a little break, and then it's gonna go and drop into the chorus. The chorus is pretty quick on this. This is one of those songs that has a newer type of arrangement that keeps everyone sort of pulled into it. And then once the chorus is over, it actually drops into the verse again. So I go through the verse again, then I have another break. Then we go through the chorus. And this chorus is a little bit different. So from here, the chorus goes into the bridge. It's not an atypical structure for a house song. It's really whatever you want to make it. You know, you have the verses, you have the choruses where it builds up, and then you have the breaks where it slows down. And then you have, I mean, just like other songs, you have a bridge. So it's, I mean, you'll hear it. So it took it down, added a few new elements. And then from here, I went into that like synthy break again, and then we have another chorus, and then so we have a chorus where it's pretty built up, and then we go into the outro again, same idea, so that you can easily mix in the next song to this. So slowly take out all the elements until I think in this one I'm just left with perhaps just a hi-hat again. Yeah, I even end up going to take out the kick, and then it just ends like that. All right, so let's go and dive in this. I spent many hours on this. I mean, you can see this is a big project. I've got 36 tracks here. One of these tracks, as you can see above, if you work in Ableton, this might be helpful for you, is I made this MIDI track, and then I'm able to actually just put the pieces of the song in here. You know, I'm used to this in Studio One, and I feel like having this visual really helps me, especially in such a big project. I really want to see what's going on. I don't want to waste my time, you know, trying to drag things, copy things, duplicate things, and this really helps me out. So let's go and let's solo out some of these pads, and I'll show you what I did here. This actually I used Massive. Oops, I'm really enjoying Massive. I'm actually going to do another video about it. And I think that the presets in Massive are definitely overlooked. I've talked about this before, but once you start using the machine expansions and the Massive presets that they include in there, as well as the Massive presets that are included with Massive on its own, it's pretty powerful, pretty nice. This is 2 going right now, actually. So there, you hear the other one just came in. So these are my pads. The other thing I want to talk about right now, if you do want to do a remix like this, the way I came up and determined like all the chords here is I Googled it. So you can find all the chords tabs for whatever type of song is popular or even older songs. You just Google it, look for it, and then you'll find the chords. And basically I just plug those chords into Scalar and then drug those chords right into my MIDI tracks here. That's how I got all these chords. Again, it's like, hacking it because I didn't know the chords to the music. So I had to find a way to figure out what those chords were. So that's how I got the pads. They're just, like I said, it's all, it's just the chords. You can see it right here. Here's my piano roll. And there you go. All right. So next I have the vocals. I took this program, what's it called? Let's see if I can get in here now. Extract stems. So I took extract stems. I used that on the original audio. It does a decent job. Like, it's not great, but it did a decent job. There was an option to use. There's an acoustic version of this song, which I would have had to like keep the piano in. But I wanted to get rid of everything and just strip down the vocals. So I used extract stems to get the vocals here. So let's take a listen to those.
I look up from the ground to see your sad and teary eyes. You look away from
I have
me.
some stuff going on
I
here.
see there's something you're trying to hide.
And let's see if I can
Reach
show
for your
you.
hand, but it's cold. You pull away again, and I wonder what's on your
I'm using this infected mushroom VST
And then you
called
say
Manipulator.
you made it, no mistake.
I'm using that to
You start to
create
tremble
this
and your
like
voice begins
crazy
to break.
background thing. Let's see, which one is it on? So you can hear that's pretty crazy. All right, and then I actually have this other. I used a different manipulator here, and I threw in like a high pitched chipmunks. So all together sounds like this.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll nothing heals.
So you can sort of hear that now back there.
Just like time.
It just gave it a different element. I just picked those up on Black Friday. Again, it's Infected Mushroom. I feel like I'm not in the know, but basically they're like a duo that does electronic music, like EDM stuff, and they have their own VSTs that are sold by Polyverse. So that's, Google that. I bought them. I think I picked up this package for like $99, which comes with some other stuff that I was excited to use. One's like a pumper. Did I use it on any of these? Gatekeeper. Oh yeah, I think it was this Gatekeeper. Yeah, so that's the other thing. So I got this, that's the Infected Mushroom too. It's this Gatekeeper, which is like a gator, which is sort of like Kickstart. Is it called Kickstart? Whatever that. I think that's what it's called. It's sort of like a sidechain like pumper. You can look it up. Again, they haven't sponsored anything. I paid for this, and I think it's pretty cool. I've just used it on this song, but it did what I needed it to do. Sidechaining type of effect. All right, so those are my vocals. So let's see what else I have, which are like my leads. So those little leads you hear in the beginning. Again, I use Massive. It's really quiet there. I actually have automation happening. And now on here, I think I have gating. So this is like a little trick that I learned from watching a master class by Armand Van Buren. So I'm always trying to soak in everything I can, trying to learn. And one of the things he said is, you might not want to have all this automation happening on one of your tracks. So with today's day and age and computers, just create multiple tracks. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, you end up having more tracks in your project, but it makes things easier, right? Because if I want to add some volume automation or a filter, or like just do different things, and I just know I want it for a little piece, like just add another track. And you can see here, I've got these several tracks, and I've tried to label them pretty extensively to say, this is my lead one synth, this is the lead one gated, this is it with the filter. So I'm working on just finding the best workflow for what I want to do. So let's see. That was actually, what was I going through there? And these, you can hear that these are really quiet. It's just really subtle. So then these are some of my other leads. I threw in these 80s bells. And these are from VPS Avenger. So that's like another program that I've been using. It's from the people that make Nexus, and it's nice. I bought, it's like anything else, like with Nexus, I feel like it does come with a good library, but once you start buying the expansions is when you really get into like the really good stuff. So this was, I think this was from Synthwave, which is all like 80s sort of stuff. And this is really quiet going on in the song, which is why you hear it quiet right now. It just sort of adds just like width and texture to the song. And then also on the break here, on this break, I have this flute come in. That's VPS Avenger too. Whoops. And that's part of Synthwave too. Super flute. And then what do I have going on in the background? Oh, this is the other synth that comes in. And this was from Synthwave too. I recently got the expansion, so I was just like checking it all out. But that's a pretty nice, it's a nice fat sound. And you see I don't have anything on it down here. I mean, this is just the auto gain. There's no other effects on that. And I think it's really nice when you can find a sound that's like right out of the box. You don't have to do a lot to. And I did pick up Sound Toys, the whole Sound Toys set of VSTs during Black Friday for half price. So I have been using them in here a little bit. But let's see. What did I don't think I used a filter there. Bells there. Let's see. Where did I filter? Used a saturator. I did use a lot of stuff here. I think I was just playing around a bit. And Filter Freak there. All right. And Filter Freak is a Sound Toys thing. So let's go down to the bass. So I've got 3 different bass things going on here. Again, add more texture. So this is Trillion. Chorus ballad Juno. It's really fat. And I just followed along with really just the chords, threw a few extra things in there, but nothing special. I use a track spacer to sidechain this to my kick. And then you're gonna hear some of these sweeps I think I put in this group too. You'll see them over here, sweeps, like just because I've got, when you're going from the verse to the chorus to the break, you just gotta make it interesting. And so in came this. And this is like a little ARP type thing. Blipper. And that just added like a nice texture. It's the absolute same MIDI. You can see right here and looking at it. It's the same MIDI, but because of the actual bass I picked, it has a different sound to it. Let's go back to this. Oh. So it nicely complements it. And then I actually added in, this is a sub. And it's really short. Adds a little bit again of width and texture, like depth to it, to the sound. And then here's all the sweeps. And the impact. All right, so let's go down to the drums, which there's a lot of stuff going on down here. Let's see. Let's go back a little bit. So just use some loops in some places. Picked out a snare. I can't even tell you where I got this stuff from. Not really sure. Actually, this one I can tell you was from Splice. It was like a Carl Cox kick. That kick you hear. This looks like it's a Carl Cox thing too. Again, from Splice. So some of these things are definitely from Splice. And you can just sort of tell how they're labeled. And it was just sort of about finding pieces and parts that work together. And then, this is just about listening to different sounds and seeing how they fit together to try to make the most complementary type of drum set. I can't explain it. It's hard to articulate. I think I'm still learning. But I had these little, so I had some other percussion things going on. Oh, that was my snare. These. That was my snare roll. Here we are. These little, I don't know, what are they? It's funny. And I have two of those and I have no idea why. And then, all right, so here, you can hear this alone. Oops, wrong one. That just adds, again, a little bit of texture. Like, you don't necessarily notice it off the bat, but it's going on in the background. And especially in this part.
My heart for your hand, but it's cold. You pull away again, and I wonder what's on your mind.
And then I just have I just split up the kicks a little, and then here I have the snare roll. And on there, I put the this is from Sound Toys, little plate. That's what gives that just reverb. It sort of shows, it gives emphasis. It provides emphasis in the song that we're going into something big. The chorus. And then the only other thing I have is and I just had a few different elements going on here, like some sort of weird. That was a little triangle, but these things, I had two. It's just like a little perk, like a wood thing, and then this little like birdie thing. I have no idea what this is. Doesn't sound like a bird. It's like a bird. So, I mean, really, in that part right there, it's just there's not a lot going on. And then you just have the
to find nothing here
going up here.
The past like time, and they can't steal.
I have this filter freak going on, which is why you hear that sound sort of going back and forth and shifting. That's really it. That's the song. I mean, I go through it right now, and I'm like, geez, it seemed like so much work. I really spent a lot of time doing this, and it was good because it was a good learning process. And I do think that I want to do more house remixes. I enjoyed it. I liked the challenge of it. I liked working with Ableton. Ableton is more forgiving, I feel like, than Studio One when it comes to having like a tight mix. Like I was able to use, I think I used the glue compressor for the drums, which really made them sit well within the mix. I just find it easier mastering my levels in Ableton than in Studio One, but I really like working in Studio One. And I think, it's interesting. It's like trying to find the right DAW for what you're doing. And MG the Future, who I really dig his channel, he talks a lot about different types of DAWs and like having the right tool for what you want to do. And for doing this house remix, I felt like Ableton really was the place to be for it, especially with the vocals and doing warp, the warp markers, because when you're taking a cappella and you want to make sure it's like sitting right in the, where it needs to, basically, that he's singing on the beat he needs to. I really felt like it's intuitive to do it in Ableton, and that maybe because I'm used to Ableton, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the song. So pick it up on SoundCloud. I'll put the link below, and if it's not there anymore, it means that unfortunately it got taken down. But I have to figure out my website. I need to come up with a website that's not really associated with like my BeatStars, which is where it's going right now. And there was a whole hack with that thing. So once I get like my own website, I feel like I'll be able to put stuff like this, remixes that I've done in a download section, so somebody could hop right there and do it. Or maybe I'll just like set up a Dropbox folder that's public. I don't know. I have to figure it out because it depends how much traffic it gets and what really makes sense. But thanks for tuning in today. I do have some more videos coming out. I've got my iMac Pro that I'm putting through its paces. So I'm going to talk about that. I had Arturia. I never say it right. Arturia. They have provided me with some software that I'm going to be working through, putting it through its paces. And then who else? Plugin Boutique. They reached out to me. So a lot of fun stuff happening, and I feel really grateful for these opportunities and the great comments that I'm getting from people, because I'm just doing something that I love doing, and it seems to be resonating with people. So, I'm just going to keep doing it. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again soon.